Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's edition of the MUSpartans.com Spartan Show. On this week's show, head football coach Nate Jensen recaps the program's first win of 2017 over Alma College last weekend, and baseball players Brandon Eck, Taylor Kopplin, and Matt Pritz drop in to talk about their summer collegiate league experience playing for the Haysville Aviators. Stay tuned.
Our first guest on today's show is head football coach Nate Jensen. And Coach, obviously a great, exciting weekend for you guys. You guys got the win over Alma College, 33-31. And I know this game had a lot of personal importance to you. Can you tell me what it means for you, A, to win your first game of the season, and then B, for it to come against your former team?
Well, you know, those guys, those seniors are guys that I played for me, and so it was good to win. You know, obviously Coach Piscatna, and he's done a lot for me as my former coach, and you know, he gave me a job. You know, so and then you know, all my family is from up that way, so all of my family was at the game, so it was a lot of fun. But it was just great to see our guys, you know, put it all together, unlike the first game there against Trine, and you know, fix the mistakes that we made in that game, and then going forward and making a lot of good plays for us.
Right. So you were down at one point in that matchup, 14-0, and you guys battled back, obviously, to get the win. Took the lead just after halftime. So what was the keys to coming back, and was there a big turning point in your mind that really set the game apart and being able to have that second half comeback?
Well, I want to say it's because I called timeout after the second touchdown.
Sure.
But I mean, honestly, it was just our guys, you know, deciding that we needed to play our style of football, and you know, we decided to go out, and our mantra for that whole game was to finish. And that's what we weren't doing those first two drives, and that's why they got up so quickly on us. And you know, after I called that timeout, our guys went out there and they finished every drive. And then when we came out of halftime, obviously the kickoff return for a touchdown was such a huge play for us. It changed the whole momentum of the game. Good. And it was such a huge play for us.
Sure. So final question now. You guys are entering a bye week now. You don't have any matchups this weekend, but it is going to be in preparation for your conference opener against Mount St. Joe's on Saturday the 23rd. So can you tell us what's going to be the focal point for you and the coaching staff to get your guys ready for the conference opener and then being able to carry it out for the rest of the season?
So we're going to practice tomorrow on Tuesday, and we're going to practice 3 times this week, and
Sure.
we're going to basically practice just like it was game week and get ourselves prepared for Mount St. Joe. So it gives us 3 extra days to prepare for Mount St. Joe. We had a JV game tonight, so against Anderson University. So we had the Gold Squad's going down there to play, and you know, we'll go down there and we'll play a great game. Hopefully we'll come out with a W and you know, get those guys more game experience. But at the same time, it gives us a chance to rest a little bit too, you know, get guys healthy. But I think the biggest thing for us this week is correct all those mistakes that we made in the first 2 weeks, so that going into conference, we're just running like a well-oiled machine.
Right, okay. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us, and congratulations on the team's first win.
Thanks, Blake.
Now it's time to take a look at this week's highlight packages. We start by heading to Stauffer Wolf Arena, where the women's volleyball program held an exhibition match versus Ancilla College on Wednesday night. The Lady Spartans battled Ancilla to an early 1-1 tie after 2 sets, but rallied late to win the final 2 en route to a 3-1 victory over the visitors. The Spartans will return to action next weekend, hosting the 2017 Manchester University Invitational. It was a busy week at the Goodfield Soccer Complex on Manchester University's campus, as the men's and women's soccer programs hosted 4 matches over the span. The Lady Spartans opened the week with a loss to Rochester College of Michigan Wednesday after the game was delayed by more than an hour due to bad weather. Miranda Birmingham led the way offensively, posting 6 shots in the match, while Cami Halford managed 11 saves in net. The men picked up the action from there, hosting Blackburn College and Wittenberg, sweeping the matches on Friday and Saturday with 1-0 and 3-1 wins. The Black and Gold received goals from Travis Richardson, Todd Worm, and 2 goals from Josh Gonzalez that locked the wins for the home side. The Lady Spartans finished the action at Goodfield this week, falling to Indiana Tech 5-0 on Sunday. Courtney Hershik paced MU with 5 shots, 3 of which were from the frame. Both teams now prep for matches against Huntington University on Wednesday. Now it's time to meet our Spartan Show MVP of the week. This week, we honor the Manchester University football team following their 33-31 victory over non-conference opponent Alma College on Saturday. The Spartans faced an early 14-0 deficit, but managed to battle back thanks to 3 combined rushing touchdowns from Donovan Henderson Jr. and Alex Downard, a receiving touchdown from tight end Jared Borf, and a 93-yard kick return for a touchdown by Dakota Nelson. The Spartans' defense also came up big, picking up 2 interceptions by Mitch Oscom and Quante Miller, and a fumble recovery. The Spartans break from action to prepare for their conference and home opener against Mount St. Joseph on September 23rd. Congratulations on the victory.
Next up on today's show, a few of the baseball players sit down with us to discuss their experience with the Haysville Aviators, a summer collegiate baseball team in Kansas. First, we have Brandon Eck and Matt Pritz. Gentlemen, each of you got to experience play in Kansas this summer. Can you each tell us a little bit about what it means to you to have been given this opportunity?
For me, it was pretty cool because I actually got to play close to my family. They moved to Kansas when I was a senior, so they really haven't got to see me play baseball in a long time. So this summer they came to a lot of games and they got to watch me pitch, and that was the first time they've done that in a long time. So it meant a lot to me.
Cool. How about you, Matt?
My experience was a little bit different than Eck and Kopplin's because I was late to the Aviators. I went about 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks of the season. So on the 4th of July, I actually was driving out to Kansas. I got there pretty late, and then the next day we played, and that game was my favorite because you could see, if you looked out beyond outfield, you could see fireworks going everywhere, and it was the first time I'd played like a good baseball in a little bit, so it was a lot of fun.
Very cool. So with an experience like this, there were a lot of memories, I'm sure, to be made and a lot to learn about the game of baseball. What was your favorite part of the experience, and did you learn anything that you'll bring here to use at MU this year?
My favorite part of the experience was just like the people. We had a young coach named Coach Figueroa, and he was a very good coach, taught me a lot. Another thing was I lived with a guy from the Dominican Republic and a guy from Hawaii, so it was kind of like different culture shock actually. So living with those 2 guys, we got to learn a lot. Got to learn how they were big time baseball players where they're from, so I got to learn a lot from them. Yeah, we learned stuff. We learned a lot of stuff, especially him being a catcher. It was good to have him, bring him back because he's going to remember the things that Kopplin and I forget, and just be able to teach the younger guys about the game of baseball.
Anything to add, Matt?
It was great because you got to learn from each kid about where they play and their things, how they're taught a game, and you take everything from 8 or 9 good programs, and now you can bring it back to Manchester's program, and we can teach the younger kids and really develop as a team.
Yeah, that's great. Well, good luck with your fall season, guys, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Joining us now is Taylor Kopplin. Taylor, not only did you get to play with the Haysville Aviators at Kansas this summer, but you also had the opportunity to intern with the team. Can you tell us about that experience both as a member of the team and as an intern?
First, it was great just being a part of the organization as a player and an intern. First, as an intern, I did everything. I did marketing and sponsorship, social media, operations, field maintenance. I did whatever they wanted me to.
Yeah.
And then as a player, it was great to be a part of a team where we had guys from all over the country: Florida, California, Texas. Of course, Kansas, Hawaii, and then we had a kid from the Dominican Republic, as Brandon mentioned. So it's just cool to be a part of that kind of mix of cultures and put it all in one field and have a good finished product like that.
Awesome. So what was your favorite part of the experience, and did you learn anything that you'll bring back here to Manchester to use in the spring?
I'd say my favorite part of the experience was picking things up from all over different programs. So we got to learn things that we don't necessarily do here, that maybe that we viewed as maybe we don't like that, or we don't want to do that, and we get to see how it works because we don't do it here, or teams around us don't do it here. So we kind of got different experiences from that standpoint, and then we also learned things from this, like little tic-tac things from different players and coaches, where I actually learned how to throw a changeup. I'd never been taught how to throw a changeup that worked for me. So I finally learned how to throw a changeup, and that was my big takeaway from the summer was that.
Nice. Well, good luck this year, and thanks for joining us today. That's all the time we have for this edition of the Spartan Show. Make sure to stay up to date with all Manchester University athletics stats, scores, and news by visiting www.muspartans.com, the internet home for Spartan athletics. Thanks for joining us.